To do in activating agency in our kids is teach them how to advocate for themselves in situations where they are around people who have authority. And one of those places is the doctor's office. So one of the things that Jenny and I had taught our kids to do when they were very young is before we would go to the doctor, we would prep them. And how we would prep them is we would talk with them about maybe some of the questions that the doctor would ask. Like if they were there for a visit because they weren't feeling well, we want our kids to be able to describe themselves what their ailments are. We want them to be able to explain when and how they're having pain or a symptom. We want them to be able to know, they need to know their first name, last name, date of birth, all the things, all the questions that the nurses are going to ask, that the doctor's going to ask. We also want them to ask questions. If the doctor's speaking and saying, okay, so you have this knee pain, here's what I think you can do. And if your child has questions in that moment, prep them ahead of time to give them the power, the agency to say, I'm not really sure about that. Can you explain how that would help my leg or my knee? That way they feel like they can ask all the questions they want. There's no intimidation. We don't want our kids to be intimidated by authority. We want them to be able to respectfully question situations. We don't want them to follow blindly and just sit back when they have questions and just swallow it and say, okay, that's what I have to do. Because what if the doctor misheard? What if the nurse didn't understand what your child was saying? So it's very important that they understand why they're going to the doctor and the questions to ask in that office visit. Activate agency.